had a video, life being eternal and grace being infinite. The one with the Feynman one about that they had about people that die are still quote with you. It's not necessarily the case. It's just life's eternal and grace is infinite. Okay, so matter is rearranged or whatever and stuff like that, but it's never really, you burn a log and it turns into different forms of matter and things, stuff like that. So that's basically what's going on. So it's not really, that person is taken from you, but you got to understand is you're going to be taken from others in this transcendence and of matter and manipulation and molecular structures, and that through sexual reproduction, the matter comes together for the matter for a body for the spirit to be to bring to inhabit and have life for that body, right? And so it's like you can actually see it as the spirit of the apple or whatever you want to see, for that tree, and then it comes and then that essence no longer exists once it's decayed and then it's transforming into something. It's transfiguring into life through it another way. They had this one about this. They had another one there. I sat there and it was this Navajo wise man talking about spirit illness and all this stuff. And it's kind of a magical way of thinking and looking at things, because he said, you feel oppressed or what was it again? But he was talking about how you shouldn't feel this way, and it's like, you can feel that way. It's okay. People take you and incarcerate you and abuse you. You are being oppressed. Okay. It's not the evil one who has you thinking this way. It's actually happening, right? When the Dene, were being mass murdered by Kit Carson and the Calvary and the Utes and forced down to Canyon de Chelly and all that stuff. Those people were being oppressed. Okay. Some of those people were violent and selfish and probably deserved to be, stopped for being that way. They're Navajos. Okay. And there's a lot of people in the Navajo, that's how they got their name, right? But only a Peewit judges a man by the group and a group by the man there, right? But they were being oppressed, and it wasn't right for a good Navajo man and his family to be treated like the one who was selfish, right? And so when you put yourself into a group and you can, people, just because people get together and they have a group consciousness and then they say this is our wisdom, doesn't necessarily mean that their wisdom is cumulative to wisdom. It's just cumulative to the perception of wisdom through that group, right? Do you see what I'm saying? And so when you truly understand wisdom, like we talked about yesterday, about there's my story, your story, and his story, and then there's a story, right? Now, a lot of times the story is, the selfish person continues to oppress because that's what the group accepts, like what's happening now. And for people, you shouldn't, that's the evil, shut up. I don't want to fucking hear it. You're making shit up to feel important, to have influence over people that over tens of hundreds of thousands of years have thought like you and act like you. And one of the nice, I've never been known as anybody's enemy. And from, the tribe that my grandmother's people are from is love thy enemy, right? And so we have a different, and all groups have a different history and a different set of, quote, what they perceive as religion. Okay. And when you can see through the fallacy in yourself, what you're making up, what you're trying to believe, what's trying to help you through this hell, you can see through the fallacies of others real easy. So it's like making, and in relative terms, we're how many years in the making, So when 4-year-old little Earl listened to Spencer J. Kimball, he wasn't even 4 yet, but he turned 4 that summer. Listen to Spencer J. Kimball, it's very important to understand that Jesus died to pay for you because you're disgusting. That's the only way you can live in a magic heaven in my head with him. And you're like, no, he's fucking crazy. Okay. And I wasn't even 4 years old, but I used to watch TV, and me and my mom used to talk about what we were watching when I was a kid. And I always had conversations in my head that were just, brilliant. And everybody, well, that's past, present, future operate at the same time. Yeah, but life's eternal and grace is infinite. Right? So if you're the guy from the book of Revelation, then not only does Abraham know who you are, okay, but because of the movement of religion and people using documentation, which they perceive as a religion, to mass murder each other and then justify it on that documentation. And then they sit there and look at the books and go, okay, these are based off actual stories from real people doing real things, trying to help save people from genocide, from psychotics. Then you're going to, Tijiro Suzuki knows who I am. Judah Krishnamurti knows who I am. And he did. There's plenty of video and writings to, when he was going to channel the Messiah during the apocalypse in the future. And he came back and said, we couldn't. And they're like, why? It's, well, because it's just not possible what they're doing, right? And so, you have to take all the stuff with the prophecy in the Gospels, especially now, okay, with a definite grain of salt, okay? Because there's so much evidence to prove that Earl is the son of Ralph and Mary near the battleship of Devon. And these people, they've done nothing, not even the scientific community. The beauty and intelligence of my religion, okay, has been, redeemed by a man named Earl, okay? Me, the guy on this book, on this YouTube channel. They put me in, they did horrible things to me. And self-righteous corporations had a virtual president in my house trying to maneuver and manipulate me to where they wanted me to be because I was doing things wrong. Okay, you're spying in my house, studying my life to maintain an espionage company, and I'm doing the Gospels wrong? Really? How is there a Benson of you? Right? Do you understand? So you got to understand, these people are insane. They have political, social agendas based on tribalism of their right, their God, their way, their right, and stuff. And there is no God but God, and God is not begotten, nor is God begotten. God always is, always has been, and always will be. So the people in Saudi Arabia mass murdering people over oil are nothing like Muhammad. The people in Iran mass murdering people over oil are nothing like Hassan, Hussein, and Ali, right? It's a dog could explain it to you. That's not Ralph. Who are you? You're not supposed to be her. Bark, 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 bark. Right? So do you understand? And so, thanks. We're all channeling our inner Zeke today. And so they shoot in. Go hide in the shower, Earl. They shoot in. He's so cute. Yeah, he's a good dog. He's a very good dog. He was a dog. I didn't get to live with Kimmy. I'm sure there were little idiosyncrasies and things that Kimmy did too that were a lot like Zeke. It's just me and Kimmy didn't have as much time and service together. Okay? But me and Zeke did. So, give me your food. No, leave me alone. He goes, I just gave you a burger, now you want mine. No, get out of here. That kind of stuff. Will you quit tearing up my mattress pad and my couch? It says it made it more comfortable, So I'm sure, quite, like when Jiggles tore up the inside of the U-Haul, right? Because they're dogs and they're cats, And they all have their little things. They're being a shit. Because they're being an animal, like Betsy. She goes out, rolls in the dirt, and rubs her butt on his cards when he's playing solitaire, and rubs her butt on his writings to mark her spot, and rubs the dirt all over him when she lays, all the spots. She rolls in the dirt and then marks all her spots and her things, with that dirt. That's how Betsy marks her spot, like Zeke. Every time I'd vacuum, what are you doing? Trying to kill me? And he rolled his fur all over again. And you're like, no, I'm not trying to kill you. It's okay. Animals are so wacky. They're like women in the red light district in New Orleans, getting their urine and their brake dust and putting it around your door, and I'll put a spell on you. It's like, oh god damn, they're crazy. They are. If you have to do something extreme to attract the attention okay, of a person that you sexually desire, you may want to reevaluate sexually desiring that person. Right? All Amy had to do was dress up and just walk by me and, come up, because I avoided her because I thought she was related to Kimberly, a girl I dated. I was like, no. And it's funny, the story she tells Natalie and the real story is like, there's her story, my story, and the story. And because of the type of person I am, my story is much more closer to the story. Okay? So Amy lies, and Amy, and Amy projects, herself differently. And, me, I'm like, no, here's what happened. No, it wasn't like that at all. It was like this. Oh, yeah. She went and slept with Kelly and came back and go, hey, he's such a dumbass. And yeah, I know he's a dumbass. Why'd you go back? I wanted him to love Natalie the same way I love Natalie. You wanted him to take care of Natalie, and you wanted to be party and screw around and have Snoop Dogg sexcapades. But you realized it wasn't any good for raising a baby, and you came back to me. But you're in a gilded cage, and she told me that our whole marriage. Right? I wasn't Howard Stern enough, Snoop Dogg, and Eazy-E right for her. I was too much Molly Mormon man. And she could never try to talk me into having sex with, she liked having sex with women and men. And she couldn't talk me into, she tried to talk me into having sex with women and her. She always put out feelers and, and did it. And Angel, every time Amy turned around, Angel was hitting on me. And I was like, oh, shit. And when Angel lived with us, because I threw her out, and I was like, this is really uncomfortable and really crappy. And I used to have visions that they would wake me up trying to, involve me in sex, and I never told Amy. And I'm glad I didn't, because they would have. Then I've been stuck in that and going, holy shit, what do I do? How do I get out of this? And this is really going to affect the kids. I don't want to be like Snoop Dogg. I don't like Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg's an asshole. Okay, Eric Eazy right and having sex with other guys' girlfriends in a hotel when you come to town and upsetting them because they make lots of money and the boyfriends only make drug dealing money. That's just stupid and it's wrong. That's a dumb way to get through life. Dick measuring contests suck, and so do milkshake contests, and so do I've got the best booty and all the big shut up. Nobody cares anymore. It's a place you sit down on, and if everything's working right, get all the crap that you ate yesterday out of your body. That's about it. Well, you break it down in physics, yes. What is it about? I have no idea. It's something to do with our biology, but, I'm glad it's there, or we'd hate sexual reproduction. It's like that, because when I was a kid, raised Mormon, that's where we pee and we poop, and that's gross, right? Oh, kissing is okay, but not really. But yeah, it took a while to get used to kissing passionately. Here, you need a Tic Tac. You smoke, And so, it's rare because it is really fun when things are right. But the way we make life, it's only right for about, 10 years? Yeah? What's the guy's name? Alan Watts, like Alan Watts talked about, so you have a rotting prostate, and then all the romance is gone. I don't want to kiss. I feel like shit. I taste terrible. I smell bad. I've got so much chemicals from poisoning, from industrialization in my body. It's like, what do you feel like doing? You got any morphine? That'd be nice. Okay. I'll just die. Thanks. Cut off the top of my head, root around with a big stick. I said, well, if I got morphine, I'm not going to feel it. I'm just going, this is fascinating. I'm Madame Curie. I'm trying to come up with scientific method on how it feels, but I'm too high. I was going to go to work, but I got high. Right? So you're like, Earl, you're funny. I know. But I'm Earl. So when you have these people that think they are wise because a lot of people get together and agree that they are wise, doesn't mean that they're wise. Right? Okay, forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. How many people agree to this, but no one's doing it? It's the wisest thing we've ever heard. Uttered to man to save us from our own invention and our own egos. And yet it's been around for 2,026 years, and we're still not globally doing it. It's a principal tenets of Christianity, it's a principal tenets of Islam, and we're still not doing it. And the two largest mass murdering corporations that call themselves religions are supposed to be Christianity and Islam, and we're still not living the principal tenets of either one, which are the same. It's the same God. There's no God but God, and God is not begotten, nor is God begotten. God always is, always has been, and always will be. There are many tribes, many people, many languages, and many religions to prove to man that God is great and not man's invention. Hi. Holy Hadith, Batman. And so, do you understand? So, and we've had this for, told Dad that the other day. It's like, they knew. Okay, they knew what I was going to say. They knew what I was going to do. And then you're wrong. Okay, Colonel Sanders, I'm wrong. Okay, but how much for the chicken? $5? Okay, here's $5. Give me the chicken. No, go away. It's the Colonel. They're nuts. What's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken? They are. They're crazy. They've gone plaid. They suck. They're a giant transformer made. They're nutsos. Their sports is bigger than yours, always. Like always. They're nutsos, man. A woman who who judges you by the sign of the penis is a whore. What do you care what she thinks of you? Okay. When Law had a big butt, Rocky had a big butt. Big old butt, right? Law had a Halle Berry body. Tiny little, And right after the first day we had sex, we were taking a bath. I was like, oh my gosh, she doesn't have a track butt like Rhonda, and she doesn't have but you know what? Tara ran track, and she had a tiny little skinny body like Law too, but it's long and leaner. She was about like 5'9". Okay. And I was totally, she was so sweet, so cute, so pretty. I was totally strung out on her, right? And so your shallow superficiality, when you try to really get to know someone and they're sweet, who in all this world did I think would be untrue? Whoa, least of all you who were so understanding, you who said to me we would always be together to eternity. Who did I expect to laugh and tell me we were through? And it could even happen after we're living the Lord's Prayer. You could have one of those stoic bitches like that bitch on Facebook with it. You're responsible for your own feelings, not me. Okay, we both made a vow to be ever true. I lived up to mine, and did you? And so you're going to blame you being a selfish cow on stoicism. No. If you're a stoic, have you read Marcus Aurelius? Where in Marcus Aurelius does it say we protect and honor and protect, and then turn around and be a complete lying, manipulative, sorry-ass bitch to get what you want? You're not stoic at all. You're just pretending. Now get the fuck out of here. You're not Marcus Aurelius enough for the Marcus Aurelius Club or the Turtle Club either. Turtle. Right? So do you understand? So when she said that and he said that, it's like, she's not stoic. Because stoic people, when they make a commitment, they honor that commitment. I've read Marcus Aurelius. Apparently, she doesn't read Marcus Aurelius too good. You might not want to have sex with her. You might want to have sex with your cellmate, Luigi Mangione. Okay? You're funny. It is funny, isn't it? Okay. Sorry. Oh. Isn't that the same kind of joke that Jimmy Kimmel told about Bill Cosby last night? No, not at all. I'm trying to get people to live the Lord's Prayer and realize that murdering people over money and egotistical expression is insane. Where does, trusting Bill Cosby with your drink come in with on that one? No. Okay, and trying to get money out of Bill Cosby after they took all his money, and it may sound funny, but he come to get his money back. And everybody say, Jack, you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit into the wind, you don't pull the mask off your old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Texan. When are we going to be free from Texan? I'm not God, I can't tell you. Okay, and that's what frustrates me when I talk about my relationship and my communications. I can't talk to my dad about it because Jesus talks to me openly, pragmatic. Jesus Christ is a human being and not a God, and he's not omniscient, omnipotent. He's not fucking Harold Klemp or Darwin Gross or Paul Twitchell, right? So him and Suzuki, I don't know what they're doing. I'm just trying to help you through because I love you, and I want us all to live the perfect commands of Jesus Christ because that's faithful love. And so, Jesus, Earl, all he can do is talk me through and help me through. He can't come in and, I'm divine intervention. Kill Meta. Kill NASA. Kill NATO. Evacuate, destroy all people that want to kill with drones in Ukraine and Russia. It's not, that's bullshit. Okay, that's a comic book that was written down after the facts. It's bullshit. Bullshit, 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 bullshit. Okay. The Lord is a faithful human being that understands that there's an infinite essence to our existence, for our eternal existence through holy covenants. And that natural laws need to be understood and obeyed and are required to sustain our holy covenants. That's what it says in the Bible and the Quran. Assholes. The Torah, I've never read the Torah. Ask Rabbi Wolpe, he's a fucking genius. Okay. Him and Luigi Mangione. Right. And so, they're goddamn geniuses. Goddamn geniuses, boy. Whew. They went to certified buildings where they give you a piece of paper that says you're a fucking genius. And if a bunch of people in a certified buildings with a certified piece of paper say you're a genius, then you're a goddamn fucking genius. Lots of money, lots of money. Go shoot people that make more money than you. Or tell people that you're not good enough to be part of your club if you don't have a piece of paper from your institution that says your institution is better than their institution. That's Rabbi Wolpe, isn't it? Isn't that though? And that's that dumbass in El Paso yesterday. We're here making sure that people don't get deported to the place where they came from because they don't have enough money to pay off the political officials. And he's like Jesus, and he's like Earl. And he's going to help us live the Lord's Prayer worldwide. Okay. Are you guys sure about that? He's in a dress. I would not be in a bathrobe in public. Thank you very much. Well, what about Jesus? Well, in Jesus' time, that's the way everybody dressed. Hey, look, it's a kilt. Okay, just listen to the bagpipes. But today, isn't it more appropriate to put on a pair of jeans? Not a pair of pants? Or is he in a pair of pants with it? No, he's in a dress? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. It looks like a dress. Is it a dress? I don't know. I think you should dress more, if you're a Catholic church, you ought to dress more like Ward Bond in public, and they know, okay, he's got one of those little white things. Don't say fuck around him, or everybody will say, hey, you said that in front of the Father. He's asking for money. Watch out, Bill Cosby's got your drink. You're funny. Oh. What's happened? He was in jail. Oh, how P. Diddy of you. Yeah. Oh, gosh dang it, Earl. You are, yeah. So a man does as he wishes. But, Aloysius. But we'll get through this. I'm having another miserable day with stuff like that. I can't tell you for sure, if they're going to physically, destroy my body with science projects. I'm not a god. And I can tell you this for sure, that if you, you'd have transfiguratory states of being. And if I die, literally, it's just true. It's proven through facts and religion and science. There'll be one child born to carry on. So the guy in the world, most like Jesus in 2026, where they're mass murdering technology over money, will be a baby. And you'll go for about 9 to 10 months without having that baby or that old man to cuss you out. I don't think the baby will cuss you out, at least until he's about 6 to 9 months old. Kid's a freaking genius. Don't call me genius, asshole. I'm not Luigi Mangione or Pope Leo or Eggs Benedict or Francis. Okay. So no, Francis was a dick. Okay, did he ever stand up for the Lord's Prayer and stop human trafficking and mass murder over, guys, I guarantee guys in Venezuela and whatever and stuff like that to get through checkpoints, to get to certain points where, or if it's a difficult place to get through or to get to point A, to get on the train or whatever, stuff like that, they still have to buy their 12 and 13-year-old out of birth control pills to get there. What little special planet, self-righteous hypocrite church lady Dana Carvey planet do you SNL live on, motherfucker? You are the dumbest Bill Maher ass motherfucker in the history of the world, right? Well, science says what? Science says all assholes will accept money over the Lord's Prayer and make sure that the girls migrating from south to north have their birth control pills to get fucked on the way here to a better life. Is that what science says, Bill Maher? But Charlie Kirk was an idiot. He didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. He had more money than he had common sense. Okay. And Donald Trump knows that better than Charlie Kirk did. Right? Because Donald Trump's got more money than Charlie Kirk and less common sense, right? If my dick says do it, let's do it. Okay. But your dick is crazy. I'm a multi-billionaire and I'm the president. So you think your dick isn't crazy. You do know you're in the Office of Mass Murder for Petroleum and Drug Corporations. Okay, your dick is crazy, motherfucker. Just tell yourself, damn, I'm crazy. You don't think for me, I think for you. Neither one of you think at all. The dick isn't capable of thinking, and your brain thinks like a dick. If a dick could think, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck a wood, right? What do you think you are? Barack Obama's spades buddy, right? You're gonna trump each other, you know that. Trump, this spades. It's funny. Sliced Dan and Sneaky Pete. It's a setup. It's not really a setup. It's just brain chemical addiction. It seems like a setup because they're brain chemical addicts and you're one too. See, they're setting us up. It's like they're brain chemical addicts and so are you. Stand up for a Lord's Prayer. Where's the fun in that? Spoken like a brute, true brain chemical addict. There you go, right? Yeah, I'm uncomfortable and I'm miserable and, and I expect to be until further notice, and then if not, I don't know what to do. I'll see how I feel, the next couple of days, like I told Dad. So I'm not certain this has been a reoccurring thing. So if, I'll try some different things like fasting and other things to see if that helps. If it doesn't help, then, I may have to go to one of their antidote poisoning buildings and say, okay, well, let's do that one. I just, if I get too uncomfortable, I'll let you know, and you guys can, call some nice Dr. Kevorkian trained people to come out and say, okay, we'll make it nice for you. Well, Zeke didn't have a we'll kill you for free card. They don't do that for animals. They only do that for people. Yeah. Well, I live in a civilization. Okay, guys, I love you. All right, peace.